This one's especially for Jasper. They requested in one of the comments about velocity time and motion time graphs. Let's have a little look. It's from AQA. And when I get graph questions, what I advise all students to do, once you've done the command words, is now look at your graph. And we want to be identifying the axes. Okay, so in this particular case, try not to fall into the trap that I fell into where I said VT and I thought it was a velocity time until I read it's actually speed V. Now, once I've checked my axes, I also want to look for units. I want to make sure that if they're in kilometers, I convert then and there. And if they're in nanoseconds, things like that, you want to convert and write notes all around your graph. Once I've done that, then I want to analyze my gradient. The gradient always tells you something. Okay, so I just go through dy dx and then I just fill in my units. That tells me something, and if I'm unsure, I check my equation sheet. Next, I want to be checking the area. In this particular case, because it's speed time, it's going to give me a distance, which is super important because actually that's what the question is asking for. And then lastly, what I want to be checking for is the interesting part around the graph. So I highlight these, and if it was a written question, then those are the bits that I want to be talking about. So I'm big into diagrams and numbering things. I make it as visually as I can. So because distance is a scalar and they're asking for that, then it's a cumulative effect. So distance is never going to go backwards. I can get rid of A and C straight away. Now I'm down to my last two options, which is really common situation multiple choice. And I've just got to be thinking about my equation here and just changing one of the variables. So I go up to my speed over time, or in this case, V over T, and I think about what's actually changing. Now I look at my graph. At the start, I travel slowly and then I'm getting quicker and quicker. What that really means is I'm covering more distance per unit time. So now I want to look at the graph that starts at covering small distance and it increases to a larger distance per unit time. Now, this one starts at covering a great amount of distance per unit time. That's not what we want. We want a small amount of distance per unit time. And this is the one that we want. And then I reach my maximum and then I begin to slow, as in the rate at which my distance increases per unit time decreases. That leaves me with option B. Jasper, I hope you found that useful. Everybody else, please chuck into the comments any particular type of questions that you want to see, and I can make more content that is specially designed for you guys. See you on the next one.